A single mother from Los Angeles repeated 4 simple numbers in her mind every night before she went to sleep. 4 months later, she won $112 million in the lottery. Let that sink in. $112 million. Most people would call that luck, but it wasn't. It was something much deeper, something deliberate. What she was doing wasn't random, and it wasn't superstition. It was a mental technique rooted in ancient manifestation principles, a technique taught quietly for decades by the spiritual mystic Neville Goddard. And tonight, I'm going to show you exactly what those 4 numbers are, what they mean, and how you can use them to begin reprogramming your own reality while you sleep. So stay with me until the very end, because by the time you finish this video, you'll understand how your mind, when used consciously, can literally reshape the world around you. Hey everyone, welcome back to Power of Thought. Before we dive into this incredibly powerful manifestation technique, I want you to do something simple. Type this in the comments right now. My mind programs my reality while I sleep. Go ahead and write it down, because when you do, something subtle but real begins to happen. You're not just leaving a comment, you're giving your subconscious mind an instruction. You're declaring that while your conscious mind rests, your deeper, creative mind, the one that never sleeps, will continue shaping your world according to the ideas and images you plant in it. Now, before you assume this is another get-rich-quick scheme or a magical superstition, let me be clear. It's not. What you're about to learn is based on real mental principles taught by one of the most profound teachers of the 20th century, Neville Goddard, and there's documented proof that it works. So if you're ready to learn how your sleeping mind can manifest physical results, wealth, love, healing, or transformation, then listen carefully, because this could very well be the missing piece you've been looking for. Let's start with the real-life story that brought this hidden method to light. Back in 2007, a woman named Cynthia Stafford was living in Los Angeles. She was a 42-year-old single mother raising 5 children all on her own. Her job as a freelance TV producer barely covered the bills. Most nights, she would lie awake, wondering how she was going to make rent, how she would feed her kids, and what their future might look like. Life was stressful, uncertain, and heavy. But there was something about Cynthia that made her different from most people in her position. She was a student of Neville Goddard's teachings. She had studied his lectures and writings about the power of imagination and the creative potential of the human mind. And one day she decided to put those teachings to the test, not just in theory, but in practice. For 4 months straight, every single night, Cynthia performed a very specific mental ritual before going to sleep. She didn't pray in desperation. She didn't wish vaguely. She visualized with precision and emotion. She followed Neville's technique exactly as he described it. She entered that drowsy, dreamlike state just before sleep, what Neville called the state akin to sleep, and she impressed her subconscious with one single vivid idea, that she had already won the lottery. And on May 8, 2007, that idea hardened into fact. Cynthia Stafford won $112 million in the California Mega Millions lottery, the exact amount she had imagined over and over again in her mind. And the most astonishing part, she had been visualizing not just any win, but that very number, 112 million, for months. That was the number she had planted in her subconscious, and it manifested exactly as imagined. This wasn't coincidence. It was consciousness in action. So who exactly was Neville Goddard, and what was the foundation of his teachings? Neville was born in 1905 in Barbados, and went on to become one of the most influential spiritual teachers of the 20th century. His message was simple but radical. Imagination creates reality. Neville taught that everything you experience in the external world is a reflection, or as he called it, a push-out, of your internal state of consciousness. In other words, life doesn't happen to you. It happens through you. Your outer world is the direct projection of your inner world, your beliefs, assumptions, emotions, and mental images. He spent over 3 decades teaching people across America that the imagination is not just a daydreaming faculty. It's the creative force of God operating through each of us. And when used consciously, it can alter your circumstances, your relationships, your finances, even your health. But what made Neville's work stand out was that he gave people a practical system, not just inspiration. He taught specific mental exercises designed to reprogram the subconscious mind, and one of the most powerful was the nightly visualization practice we're about to explore in depth. Now, let's connect Neville's teaching with what modern science has discovered. He often emphasized something called the hypnagogic state, that drowsy liminal phase right before you fall asleep. It's that moment when your body relaxes completely, your eyes grow heavy, and your mind begins drifting between wakefulness and dreaming. Modern neuroscience tells us that during this state, the brain produces theta waves, which are associated with deep relaxation, meditation, and heightened suggestibility. This is when your conscious, analytical mind, the part that questions, doubts, and resists, begins to quiet down. And as it fades, the subconscious mind becomes highly receptive. In this theta state, your brain cannot easily tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. Functional MRI studies have shown that when you imagine something in detail, the same neural pathways activate as if you were actually experiencing it. This is why athletes who visualize their performances often improve even without physical practice. The subconscious accepts what the conscious mind vividly imagines. So, when you fall asleep imagining a particular scene, whether it's holding a lottery check, hugging someone you love, or walking into your dream home, your subconscious accepts that image as a real event. Then, through subtle psychological and energetic processes, it begins to influence your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in ways that eventually lead to that vision materializing in your waking life. Your mind literally begins reorganizing your external reality to match the inner picture. Now let's reveal the mysterious 4-number code Cynthia used: 4 to 2, 1 to 2, 8. This sequence might sound random, but it's not. It's based on ancient numerological symbolism. While holding that emotional image, she began repeating the sequence: 4 to 2, 1 to 2, 8. She did this roughly 45 times each night. The repetition of the numbers helped her maintain focus and prevented her mind from wandering. As she continued, her body relaxed, her awareness softened, and she drifted naturally into sleep while immersed in the scene of her wish fulfilled. She did this every single night for 4 months, no exceptions, and that consistency, that disciplined application of imagination, is what impressed the image so deeply into her subconscious that it manifested physically in her life. Now, let's break this down so you can start using it yourself tonight. First, you must get crystal clear on what you want. Most people fail at manifestation because they send mixed signals to the subconscious. They say, "I want more money," but they don't define what more actually means. Your mind responds to clarity. So choose one specific desire and create one vivid scene that implies your wish is already fulfilled. If it's financial abundance, imagine yourself checking your bank account and seeing a specific balance, or holding a contract that symbolizes success. Next, about 10 to 15 minutes before sleep, lie down comfortably and close your eyes. Allow your body to relax. Let your breathing slow down naturally. As you begin to feel that dreamy, floating sensation between wakefulness and sleep, bring your chosen scene to mind. See it, hear it, and most importantly, feel it as if it's happening now. While you hold this feeling, begin repeating the number code 4 to 2, 1 to 2, 8 silently in your mind. Do this 45 times. Let the rhythm of the numbers blend with the imagery and emotion until they become one. As you repeat the sequence, feel gratitude, peace, and joy, the emotions that confirm your desire is already yours. Then simply allow yourself to drift into sleep holding that inner state. What you're doing here is planting a seed, a mental image infused with emotion, directly into the soil of your subconscious. And like any seed, it takes time, nurturing, and patience to grow. There are a few essential rules to make this work. First, always visualize the end result, not the process. Don't imagine buying a lottery ticket or attending a job interview. Imagine the final outcome, the feeling of already having achieved what you want. Second, never visualize from a state of lack or desperation. If you do, you're actually programming the vibration of not having into your subconscious. Always visualize from the emotional state of fulfillment, calm, content, grateful. Third, be consistent. Your brain and subconscious mind respond to repetition. Skipping nights weakens the impression, so make it a nightly ritual, like brushing your teeth. And finally, give it time. Cynthia practiced for 4 months before her desire manifested. Don't quit after a week because you don't see immediate results. Persistence is the key. Neville often said, if you persist in an assumption, it will harden into fact. Ultimately, what Neville taught, and what Cynthia's story demonstrates, is that the external world is a mirror of your internal state. He often said, the world is yourself pushed out. Everything you see, every circumstance, is a projection of what's happening in your inner consciousness. So when you change the inner picture, when you assume the feeling of already being the person you want to be, life must reorganize itself to reflect that assumption. The number code, the visualization, the nightly routine, these are simply tools to help you sustain a new inner state. And when you sustain it long enough, it becomes your new reality. This isn't magic. It's not superstition. It's a law, the law of mind and consciousness. The same law that governs the growth of a seed governs the unfolding of your desires. So tonight, I invite you to test this for yourself. Choose one clear desire. Create your scene. As you lie in bed, enter that soft, peaceful state between waking and sleep. Visualize your scene as vividly as possible and repeat the code 4 to 2, 1 to 2, 8 exactly 45 times. Feel the gratitude of already having what you desire. Then drift off to sleep with that feeling alive within you. Do this every night for the next 90 days. Don't question it. Don't force results. Just persist and watch how reality begins to shift around you. If this video resonated with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next powerful technique we uncover. Comment below what you plan to manifest using this code, and share this video with someone who's ready to transform their life from the inside out. Remember, the world you experience is only a reflection of the world within you. Change your inner world tonight, and your outer world will have no choice but to mirror it back. Now go and program your reality while you sleep.